Retirement. I think I need to take some time. I really want to help the kids out in the boxing world.
I need to get a lot amount of punches, but I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what the judges see sometimes, but it's all good.
He did his thing.
No, I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I knew it was going to be a good fight. And
the boxing world was rocked when Teofimo Lopez announced he was stepping away from the sport following his punishing loss to Shakur Stevenson. After a grueling night in the ring, Lopez admitted that chasing another fight would distract him from new goals outside boxing. In reflecting on the bout, he showed respect to Stevenson, describing him as precise, disciplined, and technically flawless. It was a stunning crossroads moment, as Stevenson's calm control and sharp execution defined the fight and seemingly closed a chapter in Lopez's career.
At the age of 25, having just won the title at 140 pounds.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to I have so many projects and so many ideas that I really want to put into display now. And I don't think with me staying in course of training and always focusing on the next fight, it's going to give me the opportunity to do it.
In the aftermath of the loss, the focus shifted to what went wrong for Lopez. Gervonta Davis broke it down bluntly, noting that Lopez entered the fight careless, with his hands low and decisions rushed. Add to that the constant pressure and distractions from his father, and the situation unraveled fast. Against a composed and calculated Shakur Stevenson, every mistake was punished. Now, with retirement on the table, Lopez appears to be searching for understanding after a night where control slipped completely away.
I think he just thought so much, like, the guy was a slouch, and he went in there and with his hands down, like, and he tried to force, there's so much things he did wrong in that fight that made him. Then he was too big-headed, for one. His father was.
Floyd Mayweather observed the fallout with quiet awareness. He hinted that the chaos surrounding Lopez, particularly the non-stop involvement of his father, may have contributed to pushing him toward an early exit from boxing. In contrast, Stevenson's ice-cold performance made Lopez's corner issues even more glaring. The difference in preparation and management couldn't have been clearer under the bright lights.
I'm not gonna sit right here and bash him or bash his dad. I wish him and his dad nothing but the best. Some people was telling me that he wanted to move up to 140. If that's the best for your fighter, then that's what
Kell Brook admitted he was shocked by what he saw. From the opening round, Lopez looked disconnected, forcing shots and letting frustration dictate his movements. Instead of calm direction, his corner presence seemed to add more noise and pressure. What was expected to be a statement performance quickly turned into a harsh lesson about confidence, discipline, and the dangers of losing composure when it matters most. Brook revisited the fight, still surprised by how far off Lopez seemed. Emotion overtook strategy, turning his approach reckless and undisciplined. Combined with questionable guidance from his corner, it proved costly. What was supposed to be a competitive clash became a clear example of how mindset and decision-making can undo even elite-level talent in a single night.
All the belts, did you see that coming?
Yeah, no, I did not see that coming. You know, when me once said Lopez had beat Lomachenko, nobody gave any chance, but I could not believe it that he'd lost, to him. But his dad did. What a stupid thing his dad would tell him to go out and just to go out and just look at him and admit both amazing fighters. But I put Lopez up. Look at him, he's an unbelievable fighter. I was so shocked that he got the loss in the weekend.
Right, so do you think it was completely the wrong tactics? Do you think he fought with too much emotion?
Too much emotion, I think they got too much emotion. He went in there and he was swinging for the houses, he was really going to take his head off, and it should have. When you go for the knockout, you don't really get the knockout, you don't really get it. Sometimes you do, but like I say, if you box and stick to the game plan,
Paulie Malignaggi gave Lopez his credit for past accomplishments but didn't sugarcoat the present reality. Once a rising star and fan favorite, Lopez was forced to confront a sobering defeat. Malignaggi explained that moments like this force fighters to pause, reassess, and make difficult choices. The retirement announcement speaks volumes about how deeply the loss hit, suggesting this decision is about protecting what he's built as much as chasing a new direction. Malignaggi later emphasized that discipline, or the lack of it, was the deciding factor. Lopez appeared reckless and overly confident, failing to recognize Stevenson's hunger and focus. At the highest level, small errors carry huge consequences. This fight highlighted the thin line between natural ability and tactical awareness, as Stevenson capitalized on every opening with precision and consistency.
Anything away, Lopez was the favorite. Lopez has been super impressive in his career. I'm sure he'll be back. He's got to probably, we all have to assess things after a loss, but he's, I don't want to say overlooked, but I definitely felt Lopez fought a much more undisciplined fight than he did against Lomachenko. I thought with Lomachenko, he was so savvy. Yeah, and I don't know if he it's a lack of respecting your opponent, which is something that sometimes when you're younger you do. But you can't overlook anybody at this level. When somebody's fighting for a world championship, they are very hungry. And
Caleb Plant focused on Lopez's resilience. Despite being thoroughly outmatched, Lopez showed heart and refused to quit. Plant acknowledged that while the performance didn't meet expectations, it reflects the unforgiving nature of top-tier boxing. The decision to retire after such a loss shows respect for the sport and signals a shift toward new challenges, closing one chapter while leaving behind the image of a fighter who always showed courage.
And, he put on a hell of a fight. And he's a hell of a fighter, he's a hell of a champion.
Terence Crawford broke down the fight as total control by Stevenson. Lopez was never allowed to settle into his rhythm or fight on his own terms. Every exchange happened at Shakur's pace. His defense, timing, and calculated attacks left Lopez swinging without results. This wasn't just a strategic victory, it was a statement. Stevenson dictated everything, forcing errors and exposing gaps that sealed the outcome of a career-defining bout.
He wasn't letting him do what he wanted in there. He wasn't letting him just box his way through the fight. So, he had to stand there and fight him at times. He was, but at the same time, he was getting hit with little shots that he shouldn't have been getting hit with. And it looked good to the judges, especially keeping somebody on the ropes and, hitting them with the little shots, pressuring them.
Devin Haney pointed out that Lopez seemed mentally absent from the start. Even before the bell rang, his focus looked divided. That lack of sharpness carried into the fight, leading to poor execution and no real adjustments under pressure. Against elite competition, mental clarity is everything. Stevenson sensed it, took control early, and never let Lopez regain footing.
At the end of the day, if you look at interviews before the fight, I was saying that, something looked off about him. He looked like he just wasn't really focused on the fight. He said my name before.
Keyshawn Davis had nothing but praise for Shakur Stevenson. He highlighted Stevenson's patience, timing, and high-level ring IQ, noting how calm and methodical he remained throughout the fight. Even facing a dangerous opponent, Stevenson never wavered. The contrast was clear. One fighter grounded and prepared, the other overwhelmed by emotion and circumstance. Antonio Tarver applauded the competitiveness of the matchup while acknowledging Stevenson's clear superiority. Lopez fought with determination but couldn't match the speed, control, and precision across rounds. Tarver stressed that closing a fight decisively requires composure and timing, qualities Stevenson displayed from start to finish. The win reinforced Shakur's elite status and showed how damaging such a one-sided loss can be for a fighter's future. Tarver went further, calling it a complete and masterful performance. Stevenson stood firm against a strong opponent, showing heart, intelligence, and adaptability. He even drew comparisons to defensive greats like Pernell Whitaker and Floyd Mayweather. Lopez, while dangerous, couldn't match the technical depth or mental sharpness on display. The subtle adjustments, clean counters, and defensive reads told the story of a fighter evolving into a true pound-for-pound force.
Just quickly on Shakur Stevenson tonight. They were sent up there. It was a brilliant performance. What did you make of it?
I wasn't surprised. I knew he had that in him. I wasn't. Check Tarver's takeout, bro. He did that shit, bro, and he showed the world that he was a pound-for-pound type of talent. You got to start comparing him to guys like Pernell Whitaker, You gotta start comparing to guys like Floyd Mayweather because he's going about it the same way. But tonight, he put more of his heart on the line. He stood toe-to-toe with a beast. So it showed that he had a lot more wrinkles to his game. So I would say a complete performance from him. It's easy to get a guy hurt, but it's great when you finish it. You feel me? The dude had an amazing night over here. He came all the way from the UK, bro.
Chris Algieri highlighted Stevenson's work rate and defensive awareness. Strong for the weight and relentless in execution, Shakur blended conditioning, timing, and ring smarts to control every phase. Lopez couldn't keep up or find openings against someone who seemed to anticipate every move. Algieri noted that this blend of pressure and defense makes Stevenson a nightmare matchup, especially at the elite level.
You know, he's a volume guy, but Shakur's got great defense. He's physically strong for the weight class, so not really a surprise. I didn't watch it yet. Obviously, I'm following the fights, but
you are surprised
did they say what the scores were?
Boxing analysts agreed the outcome shouldn't have been a surprise. Stevenson's discipline, adaptability, and ring intelligence set him apart in the lighter divisions. Lopez's reputation and talent weren't enough to overcome such precision and control. At this level, even minor lapses are exploited, and Shakur left no space for error. The fight reinforced a simple truth: preparation and composure outweigh raw power. Stevenson's performance cemented his place at the top, signaling a pound-for-pound contender built as much on intelligence as skill. Stay tuned for what's next. Like, subscribe, and don't miss the next video.